which is where we were told to go to.
But first we have to walk down.
First we have to get there.
Dirt Road Adventures, go!
Yes! Luckily we don't have to do this with any of the dungeon, don't worry. Except for one point later on, but that makes sense, so... pretty much standard Dragon Quest fare. You fall, you appear back at the church, the last town, with half your money gone. Strongbox, typical stuff.
Even the monsters in this game are very friendly. If they mug you, they only steal half your shit, not all of it.
I mean, Pokemon does the same thing. But in that game, it's like wagering it. And I don't understand why they give you the controls for battle again. I mean, we just did the tutorial like 10 minutes ago. Seriously.
Maybe they were holding their Wiimote upside down somehow.
What does... Oh, another thing is that, the control pad has shortcuts, but I'll explain that in a minute. Also, yeah, those were slimes, kind of the mascot of the Dragon Quest series, really, and the weakest enemies. And
they have their own game.
Yep, which is actually a pretty fun one. Where it involves shooting other people out of a tank. Remember one time we just played Monkey in the Middle, kind of, with the tanks with a friend of mine once. We're just firing each other out of each other's cannons, going back and forth, hitting each other. So yeah, these orange guys are called she slimes. They're a bit tougher, and they can actually jump randomly. Guess that's kind of dodging your attacks, but that's about it.
Well, it is indeed unexpected.
How difficult? How will we manage this difficult task? Anyways, that thing right below us, that red meter, that's our EXP meter. It shows how close we are to the next level. You know, standard stuff. Speaking of Rocket Slime, they actually reference this game in Dragon Quest Rocket Slime. One of the tanks or one of the weapons or whatever is called Dragon Quest DQ Swords! Exclamation point, and the description of it is the revolution is coming, and obviously the revolution is a codename for the Wii, because Swords wasn't out yet.
Oh, so they were working on this game before the Wii, the actual model name.
Yeah, like I said, it was intended to be a launch title.
Yeah.
So obviously they've been working on it, because I remember seeing like stuff on E3 from this and stuff in Nintendo Power Magazine, and then it just kind of disappeared off the face of the planet because it.
Because Dragon Quest was obscure as shit before like number 8 came out.
And we found a lucky bag, which we're supposed to find later. Kind of weird. The mischievous moles, they throw dirt at you, but it doesn't actually hurt you, it just kind of vaguely obscures your vision.
It's like the blooper in Mario Kart.
Yeah, but that obscures so much vision that it actually kind of hinders your driving, unless you're smart enough to look at the top screen to see the map.
It's the same as driving in the rain.
Yeah. These guys, whatever.
Aliens!
They're not terribly difficult. If you thrust them in the eye, it hurts a lot more. But yeah, like I said, what was I gonna say? Right, launch title. So it disappeared off the face of the earth, and then I saw it in the store after it was released about a year and a half later. And I was like, I remember this game, hell yes! And then I bought it full price, and I really like this game. So hey.
Nowadays, like even in Australia, home of the incredibly overinflated game prices, I picked this up for like $15 a couple of months ago. So.
Right. I mean,
I agree. It's definitely worth getting. It's a really fun game, albeit a little bit short.
Yeah, it's short, and the post game doesn't make it that short, but either way, I wonder if that optimization thing is why they delayed it for a year.
Well, I don't think the Wii was initially intended to use component cables, because it was basically running off slightly improved hardware of the GameCube.
Right, I mean, that's why there's so many ported PS2 games to the Wii that are considered acceptable, you know? Because the technology isn't terribly
Actually, it looks like they optimized Okami for 480p as well, since that game looks pretty enough, even in 480i, but maybe it's just a little touch-up.
Alright. But yeah, so here we are, at the Ancient Caliburn Cave, and this guy has the worst job ever.
He lost a bet.
Welcome to Caliburn Cave. There's no mistaking a son of old Claymore, is there? I mean, look how easily you got here. But this is just the start of the Walk of the Worthy. Are you ready for the true test ahead? Great. Well, here are a few things to help you on your way. Use one if things get hairy in there. All right then. May the Gs be with you. I pray that she will see you safe through the challenges that lie ahead, with all of your limbs still attached.
I like to imagine that he says that line specifically because he hopes to get some sort of fright from the kids. I mean, he has a really shitty job. He has to have some perks. I remember in my the last time I played this, I recorded before the recording got scrapped. I found a single gold coin 3 times in a row.
Huh.
I was like, hey look, I was like, you can get a lot of things, ranging from a mini medal to herb to a single gold coin. Now I found another single gold coin and I have it 3 times in a row.
You could buy out a kingdom
Galibard
from
Cave.
searching through bushes. Haha.
Yep, Galibard Cave, pretty shiny. Lots of crystals, found repel shield powder. Like I mentioned in the prologue, if you block the shield with the outer parts of the shield, they'll lose durability, and eventually the side parts of the shield will begin to disappear. Repel shield powder increases your durability back to maximum. Very helpful in situations where you need your thing to be all over the place and you don't really can afford to hit the sweet spot every time.
Yeah.
I hope the she slime won't just protrude me in beating up these Drakis. That's what they're called. Drakis.
You probably noticed when that she slime jumped, it was actually a perfect diagonal slash. A lot of the encounters in this game actually set up like one stroke to hit every enemy on screen.
Yeah, so that way if you really know what you're doing, you can blaze through these like it ain't no thing. Like me, I almost have 100 points on my combo right now, which it's not just for bragging rights. As you'll see, after every stage, depending on how good you do, how quickly you do it, your biggest combo, how accurate you are, how good you are in defending, you get bonus points. And that points gives you a ranking, which gives you amount of items depending on the ranking. And it's very nice to have a lot of items because they're used for crafting new weapons. And you want to have those, they're really nice.
And you want them as soon as possible because the difficulty curve of this game can be kind of harsh.
Especially after, yeah.
It basically, it's not linear. It's not linear at all.
It's linear, but at the same time, really not. Anyways, but yeah, these bubble slimes, they're long-range attacks that can poison you, but they typically drop an antidote. So, and I think they only drop an antidote if you actually get hit. Oh, never mind, there's one right there. So yeah, like I said, no real threat.
Also, you broke a combo.
Yeah, and I broke my combo, but I still got over 100, so there's that. I'm trying to go for an S rank. There's 4 ranks. There's C, B, B, A, S, and X. That's actually 5, not 4. X is obviously the hardest to get, but it yields you the best results.
You generally won't be able to get them on your first playthrough, though.
Oh yeah, if you get a B or an A your first time around, before you really get used to the battle system, you know, you're doing good.
That's good enough. You don't need to go back and try again for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when you're grinding for materials, but not right away.
Let's walk headfirst in all boulder.
Yep. I mean, it's obvious we can get past it. I mean, look, you can see a stairway right over there. Well, not a stairway, but a path. I don't understand why that sound effect was necessary. We're backtracking like 3 steps. Like, if you walk forward, then you walk back a bit, then you walk back forward again, it gives you the choice right away again. As you can see, we are fighting these guys again. Deflecting their attacks, it's all about the timing. If you do it too soon, they'll just veer off in a random direction. If you're lucky, you might hit another monster, but most of the time they'll just hit nothing.
Also, it's probably a good idea to take note of the enemy's range. I mean, it probably seems a bit obvious, but the enemies tend to be layered, and only the frontmost layer in a battle is the one you can actually directly strike them with.
Yeah,
you do
like
have
they usually
just
just jump right in front of you, really. Like the guy on the left, like you can't hit him.
Yeah.
Even if it looks like you can just take 1 step forward and stab him in the face, you can't.
There are methods later where you can deal with that, but for now,
not yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we're progressing through the cave quite nicely.
Actually, do Master Strokes hit those guys? If you
Yes, they do.
just use them straight up?
Master Strokes hit every enemy on the screen.
Regardless of range, yeah.
It kills every enemy on the screen. And the Bubble Slimes are actually the first enemy to try to actively dodge your attacks based on what you're doing. Like, as you can see, he's kind of floating above my horizontal strikes.
And there you were, trying to attack an enemy as soon as they attacked, which is generally a bad idea.
And another thing was that how he only took 1 damage when he was trying to attack me. That's how it works. If you attack an enemy in the middle of its attack animation, it'll only do 1 damage and it won't stop him. So the best bet is to always stop, either hit something else or prepare and block, or hit something else and then block, because otherwise you are not going to receive success.
When you think of it from a programming perspective, it actually makes sense, because if you kill an enemy as, like, a sort of calculation for an attack and all of its frames is happening, it'd be a bitch of a thing to work out. Also, that enemy shot through cover, except you can't shoot back through it.
Yep. Stupid rock, why is it one way? And you can obviously block arrows with your shield, no problem, but you know, hitting it back is a lot more productive. And we leveled up again, hooray! But yeah. So, this game, it knows what it's doing, and what it doesn't do a lot, but what it does really well.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're
also,
going to come up on the boss.
You don't notice because Fighter Knuckles is busy S-ranking, but if you spend too long on a lot of fights, most of the enemies will run away.
Right. And they do keep track of how many monsters out of the total monsters appear that you do kill as well. Like, earlier on...
Well met, seeker of worth.
You fight a Draki, and that Draki will run away after a while.
Dirk Worthington. A duel, sire. That is your charge.
Worth.
Defeat me, and take your place amongst the ranks of the worthy.
Let's make a drinking game. Every
Battle
time the word sword or
without
worth is made, take a drink.
I do like that. Battle without quarter. Anyways, this is our first boss, Sir Dirk Worthington. Dirk is actually kind of sword as well. And Worth because we're in the Worth of Worth and the Walk of the Worthy and we're beating up Sir Worthington. Pretty simple combo. You block his
It's
attacks
ironic because this boss is basically worthless.
Yeah.
He's really easy.
Right, and if you do wait long enough, a heal slime does show up in the background and can help him out and heal
Show
him
me your work.
if you take too long. And this is a simple thing that every boss does. After it reaches like quarter of its health, or half of its health, it does go into this thing where it changes up its pattern some with this crazy thing. I was wanting to hopefully finish him with a Master Stroke, but I jumped the gun quite a bit. But I did get beat up pretty good. He really doesn't do anything different. And then you deal the death blow. And keep hitting enemies after they've already died. You can up your combo, and you get a 1,000 bonus points for the King of Overkill bonus.
That's so brutal.
I did that every time when I was playing, when I first played this. I always did that. I was like, gotta get a bigger combo.
Actually, the first time I did that, I was hoping, like, while Dirk was falling apart, you could sort of just, like, baseball bat his helmet into the background.
Nope. But, as you can see, the titles do affect certain things, and I kind of went up too. I did so well. They usually do things like increase the power of Master Strokes or increase the duration of spells. As you can see, we got a Thunderball, an Iron Ore, and a Monster Bone. 3 very helpful items for earlier on for our job. So you can see no monster left behind, killing every monster. Accuracy over 80%, and we got a Hardwool Headwheel, which is and a Bunny Tail, which is one of the worst arm equipment in the entire game.
Such mastery of the sword. Thou art worthy. I am defeated. So endeth the work of the worthy.
Now go home.
And also, so endeth Chapter